Welcome to the videos of Garden House Studio. I'm Peggy and I'm so glad you joined us. In today's video, I am going to show you how I made this sign. It is using some stamps from IOD and the IOD Coltsworth transfer. And this particular sign is actually hanging in my kitchen and I love it. And I call it just a little bit boho. We start off with a 33 by 25 inch piece of plywood, and the first thing I did was give it a coat of, actually I gave it 2 coats of Wise Owl chalk synthesis paint. And then I started stamping with the IOD Barnwood Plank stamp. It is a 12 by 12 inch stamp set, and one set is 3 different Barnwood plank designs, and they are each 12 inches wide by 4 inches wide. And you'll see I'm using them along the whole front of the board. And I just go up the whole board using a different one and then just alternating them. And I also alternate where I start and where I stop so that all of the starts and stops are not at the exact same spot. Once I've used all 3 of the design stamps, I just continue up to the top until I've gotten all that I have left is like a little bit, maybe an inch. And we just happen to have one small 1-inch stamp that actually fits up at the top. Now that all the planks are stamped, it's time for the fun part, the embellishing. There is one whole stamp set, a 12 by 12 sheet of just embellishments. There are some nail marks, there are some knot holes, there's some kerf marks, and this is what really brings the board to life and makes it look more realistic. So it's my favorite part that you get to go and just put these little nail heads here, there, and it makes the design really look like a real plank. So I am still using the black ink when I do all these little details. And one of the nice thing about these the nail heads with the little spacer is that you can put them where the board, when one stamp ended and another one began, and it is so natural looking. It's the details that really make it, and these little embellishments that you add really make this stamp set come to life. So here's what you get in that set. You get all of these little details, stamps, the little details, kerf marks, a couple different nails, and a couple different knots. So there's lots of chance to make a very detailed board. And the main stamps, the big ones, you get 3 different designs. And that is the Barnwood Plank stamp set from IOD. And now comes the opportunity to add color. And this is how I can call my design a little bit boho. So I am using the Chippy Paint stamp, another IOD stamp, and I am just going to randomly put color all over my design. And I am using ink, blue ink, red ink, some yellow ink, just all the different colors. And I'm, like I said, very randomly. The chippy paint looks just like that. It looks like a little bit of chippy paint. Once I finished all the stamping and the ink was dry, I lightly sanded the whole board. It just brought down, it lightened it up just a little bit. And then I put on a top coat of Wise Owl varnish because I was ready to put the transfer on and I only had a chalk paint on. And I know that my transfer is going to go on much easier if I have a top coat on my paint. So I just did one coat of Wise Owl matte varnish. And it actually, if you can see, it really brought the color of the inks out. And now we're ready to add the transfer. So you can see I've already put the first piece on up in the left-hand corner, and that kind of sets the design. And then I take the second piece and get it right. If you got to hover it over a little bit till you get the design exactly where you want it, and then you're all set. Same thing here. Here we are with the third piece. Hold it taut, hover it over a little bit. There's a whole bunch of lines that really help you get the design exact. And once it's exact, adhere it with your varnishing stick. Sometimes there's a little piece that you didn't get on when you lift up the carrier sheet and just put it back down and get that little piece. This design is super detailed and there's a lot of design, so it takes a while to get that all burnished down. But it is one cool sign when it is done. And now the fourth piece is going to be the most difficult because you've got to match it on the top and on the side. So what you're going to do again is just hold it over till you get it, hold it real taut till you get it exactly right. And then you can put it down and then it's time to burnish it. As you can see, there's lots of little lines that are pretty easy to match up. And once you've got it matched up, burnish it down. The last thing we did is we added a border around it. So we had it's probably a half an inch when it actually of what overlaps on top of the sign, and we painted it black, and it just added a finished detail, and it also would prevent the board from ever warping. So my husband made those and we painted those black to bring out the black in the design. So you could see a lot of it is on the back. It's routed out and a lot of it is on the back to keep that plywood steady. And there she is, all done. We took this sign to a show and we've sold 2 of them and had orders for another one. And then we took the other part of the Coltsworth transfer and we did the sheep in the same way. And we sold those also. So these are big signs when they're done, but they certainly are very, very cool. So thanks for watching our video. Be sure to subscribe.